I want to walk you through local SEO for a plumbing company. And what questions should you be asking? What information should you be bringing to the SEO company? You should own all your data, have access to it all, and provide access to them, not the other way around. They shouldn't be the ones giving you the information or giving you the data. It should be something that you have. Google Analytics, your Google Search Console. If you don't know what those are, then we should have a conversation. Your Google business profile, your website, I'm talking DNS and hosting. I get that some of you guys don't know anything about this stuff, and so you're leaning on your marketing company to support you in this. And I've seen many, many cases where the marketing company manages the DNS and hosting, and you don't have access to any of it. And so when you want to leave or make a change in your operations, they go, whoa, we have this, you have to get your own. They might send you a backup file that is basically, it's proprietary. It requires a specific set of plugins and a specific set of code in order to use it. And so then you have to go and buy the plugins or whatever it is. You have to transfer the website to your new hosting platform. I'm not saying that this is all bad. It's just, these are things that you need to be aware of. And this is how most of the industry operates. I've seen lots where a website design and build is owned by the marketing company or the agency, where they own the design and the content. And so you go to leave and you go, I just manage it on my own. And they say, well, we own this. We own your website. We own your content. You can either buy it from us or you can go build your own and have your website redesigned. This happens way too often. And it's sad and frustrating, heartbreaking for the business owner because you've spent thousands of dollars on a website, on SEO, and you don't own it. First and foremost, own your stuff. Website, GBP, make sure you're the primary owner on the GBP and not your marketing company. Make sure that you own all the website, you have access to the DNS, the hosting, the Google Analytics, the Google Search Console, all that stuff, your Facebook page, your Instagram, all your social stuff. You need to have access to all that, have those logins recorded somewhere, and then you give access to your marketing company, because if ever they decide that they don't want to work with you anymore, or if you decide that you don't want to work with them, you need to be able to control all that stuff. You want to control your brand online, and this is how you do that. By owning your stuff. How do you know whether a marketing company is the right fit for you? How do you know whether you're going to get the value from the services that they're offering and whether the pitch that they have makes sense? I want to go through stuff for a plumbing company, small business. We got a website, we got an online presence. We want to go for terms around plumbing. And so I've looked up a bunch of terms around plumbing. You're going to end up with things like plumbing Kelowna, Kelowna Plumber, Kelowna Plumbing, West Kelowna Plumbing, emergency plumbing, 24-hour plumbing, you name it. In all of those searches, I'm seeing approximately, from the tools and the estimations on traffic, the keyword search volume. We're going to be talking about keyword search volume, potential traffic, potential leads. This is how we calculate stuff as an agency and determine value for you, and you need to agree with it. And that's why you pay us. Call them keywords. These are topics, topic of search. In Kelowna, the Okanagan, we're talking local to Kelowna, Okanagan, we're going to see about 750 searches per month related to plumbing. That's not a lot. There's a lot of plumbing companies out there. And so all you guys are vying for 750 searches. This doesn't mean they're buying. So these are searches, topical searches, plumbing, we'll call it plumber, plumbing, Kelowna. Generally, this is a conservative number. So I would say normally in most cases, this is actually only half the searches. We're going to use it to be on the conservative side here, but reality is we're probably looking at closer to 1,400 searches a month related to these topics. Statistically, when you look at search, you've got a map section. Most people are searching locally. They'll pull up their phone, do a search, find a map section. The first position normally gets about 30% of the calls, clicks, engagement. Second is about half that, 15%. Third is about half again. So it's this steady decrease, right? Fourth, we see about 5%, and then 5 will be about 3%. 6 ends up being like 1 to 2%. Okay, so you want to be in here. So we'll call that 2%. 7 is going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, till all the way down. Statistically, this is how search works. These are map listings. You might have a sponsored ad here, something that's the paid one for local, usually from LSA. You might have or times 2. Sometimes you get 2 sponsored ads at the top. Google's always testing things. So this will vary. These are not guaranteed. These are statistics. Remember that. So if we're considering 750 searches a month and the top one gets 30%, what is that? We've got 750 times 0.3 is going to be 225. So 225 calls and clicks. 15%, we're going to be, say, 110, 111. Call it 110. So 750 times 0.15 equals 112. We'll call this 112. Third place, we have 750 times 0.07 is 52. Wow. 75 is way off. 52, 5%, 37.5. We'll just call it 37. 3% is going to be times 0.03, 22.5. I should have known that. 22.5. Call it 22. 2% is going to be 11. Something like that, right? 750 times 0.02, 15. Man, the numbers are way off. 15, and then 1% is going to be, I'm not going to chance it. So 50 will be 7.5. Yeah, we'll just call it 7. So this is based on 750 searches average volume every month in the maps. Position 1 is going to get about 30%. 2 is going to be about 15%, or 112 calls and clicks. Okay, so these are more the engagement numbers, and then these are the percentage that statistically we can see. So as it goes down, you see like even position 3, you're way lower. So 7% of the total calls and clicks or searches, engagements, 5% for position 4. Position 5 is 3%. 6 is 2%. You want to be here, right? You want to be up there. Even those spots there, they are pretty good. The thing is, if somebody clicks through and wants to see more businesses outside of the top 3, the rest of these are going to show up. They'll see the reviews, right? Oh yeah, these guys got awesome reviews. Why are they only ranking down there? Whoa, this guy's got like 300 reviews, but he's only a 4.8 rating. Call that 4.8. So your rating plays a factor. How many reviews you have, the consistency over time plays a factor. These are all important things. But the point I'm trying to make is first position, second position, third position, fourth, fifth, even sixth, you start to see how your position in the maps affects how much engagement you get. We want to be up here. 750 searches a month. These are monthly numbers, right? And these are averages. on user behavior. So when we look at this information, we need a few more pieces of data before we can really get a good idea if the service makes sense for you. So we need to be looking at your close rate as a percent and your margin. Most of you are operating around a 50% margin. So if you get a job and it's $10,000 between parts, labor, or cost of goods, you're actually coming out around $5K, right? 50%. Your close rate is how many jobs you get a month. So we'll call them leads because jobs is one that you secured. Qualified leads per month, booked jobs. So how many sales did you make? That's what we're looking at. So 10 people called or filled out a form and you sold 3. So your close rate is 30%. Okay, so we want to keep that as a percentage. Close rate percentage, margin percentage. That's what we're looking at. So when you're talking about these numbers, if you consider that first position is only going to get 225 calls or clicks or leads coming in, and if they only have a close rate of 30%, then they're going to book 67 of those jobs. Put a 67 there. Most of you guys are going to have a close rate closer to like 80% because you're all referral based. And so people want to work with you before they even call you. If you start showing up more online, you're going to get more people engaging with you and more people saying, so you're going to have to get better at selling. On average, your close rate is going to be 30% because we want to be a little bit more conservative in our numbers so that's more realistic for you guys. Considering close rate 30%, margins 50%, if you got 67 calls because you were ranking everywhere in the first position, what is that going to be for you? We are missing another piece of information. Every job that you get has an average cost, right? Some of you are booking just a service call. It's $200. You come out and you take a look. There's nothing you can fix, or they don't want you to fix it. So you charge your $200 and that's your ticket. Or you get a big contract and it's $100,000. There's a big difference between $200 for a service call and a $100,000 install on a huge project. So your average ticket price, we want to understand average ticket is what? Most of the research that I've been able to do brings this in. If you're talking about service, like 60% service and then 40% installs, you're going to be around $500, which is low. I think if you consider a water tank or something like that, where you guys are doing a few more installs, you're going to be closer to $1,000. So I think average ticket between the high jobs and low jobs is probably going to be closer to $1,000. Okay, so we're going to use that number just for estimating. You guys need to figure out what that number is for you. It's going to be different for everybody, depending on the work you're doing, the jobs you're getting. Average ticket, $1,000. So on average, if you book a job, it's going to be $1,000, which means if your margin's 50%, your take home will be $500. This is a number we want to keep in mind. Close rate, 30% at 67 closed jobs with an average ticket of $1,000. You're going to be $67,000 a month added to your business. 50% margin on that is 33.5. So $1,000 added a month from being in that top position. Statistically, this is the average, right? Let's look at position 2, where we've got 112 calls or form fills, leads per month, and you close 30%. You're going to get 33 of those. Okay. At $1,000. So you're going to go 33,000. So then if you're operating at a 50% margin, you will be 16 $1,500 every month. That's what we're talking about. And then you'll get to see the value in here and what you should be expecting. And based on the pricing from an SEO company or a marketing company to get you these results, what does it look like? And does it actually make sense for your business to pay them to do it? We'll talk about that. 52 calls or form fills times 30%, close 15. So that equals 15,000 divided by 50% margin. You are bringing in $7,500 a month. So then we get into position 4, 5, and 6. These ones are easier to get to. This is where most of you end up when you hire a company to work with. 30% of 37. So you'd have 11. So 11 closed at $1,000 a ticket. You're $11,000. Divide that by 2, and you are $5,500. In position 5, when you're covering 3% of the available search, you're 22 times 0.3. Out of 22 calls or form fills, you close 6 of them. Right? So 6,000, and then 2, you're going to be 15. So you're going to close 5 of them, and then you're going to have 5,000 at 50% margin, and you're going to be $2,500. These are important numbers to know. When somebody goes to you and says, we can do your SEO, we can do your marketing, and we're going to get you to show up on Google with your website. Consider this is just maps. So there's a whole other side to the organic rankings. Organic is different because now we're looking at Google's AI mode, as well as ChatGPT with OpenAI, Perplexity, their browser, different LLMs are leveraging Google's index, and then they will be serving up different websites, different businesses, and they're largely based on the organic results on Google and also regarding brand. So you're going to see more of the larger brands showing up in the LLMs, but less so in the maps. The opportunity is still really, really hot for small businesses to be in the local maps. And so I'm going to get rid of these 7 to 10 down here, but I do want to keep this because this is important for you to be able to run some numbers. So considering average ticket, $1,000, 50% margins, and you're closing 30%. Your ability to close now becomes a significant factor here. Your margin for your pricing is pretty significant. And then your average ticket price plays a significant factor there. When you're talking with your SEO company, because most are going to be promoting something between $1,500 and $3,000. I've touched on the thing they're going to do, right? They'll do blog posts and they'll do social media posts, and they will be doing backlinks and SEO optimization on the website, and they'll optimize your Google business profile. The Google profile is often just optimized one time with these companies, and then it gets left. The backlinks, they're spending money buying them, and often they're garbage. So it's wasted dollars going toward garbage backlinks. Most of these companies are sending to a white label anyways. We do that for a number of agencies, actually, where we will do the white label service. You pay the agency, we do the work. This is pretty common in the industry. Regardless of what you're paying, they're communicating a certain value to you, and you need to make sure the value you're going to get from them makes sense. Most of you guys are going to end up in this area when you're hiring a marketing company or an agency. Most people are posting lots of blog posts written with AI, backlinks from link farms. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. You get a bunch of garbage links coming in from link farms. Their SEO optimization is done by a plugin, and it's a one-time thing. Their GBP optimization is a one-time thing. It's not ongoing. They probably aren't doing anything else with this. This is a standard process, and this will get you so far. It might get you to here. It's not going to get you here, though. Consider the work being done. If they can't tell you what work is happening with your Google Business Profile and website, if they're not able to give you a report on the work done or even tell you beforehand, walk away. It's not worth it. You need to know that if you're spending $1,500 a month, remember, if you're only getting to that 6th position, and this is consistently, so you've got maps, say this is your office in Kelowna, and we're running grid scans. You'll see map grids like this, but these are different points that you search from on a map, and you will rank differently in every point. So say you rank number 1 where you're located, and you're 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, right? You rank well by your physical address, and then you start to peter out across the rest of the map. People will be searching for plumber in Kelowna, Kelowna plumbing companies in Kelowna, etc. And you want to be showing up there at the top, right? You want to be one everywhere so that you can capture this, because these searches, 750 searches, are not all at this point. They're going to be from all over the place. And you want to keep that in mind when you're dealing with a marketing company. Most marketing companies will do scans like this. And you, as the business owner, need to know whether you can afford for them to get you here or here, and what that timeline might look like. Now, a lot of companies will say, you can't give a guarantee. And while it's true that you cannot guarantee what Google's going to do, experience would suggest that you can predict reasonably where businesses will end up based on the current market, the work you do, and past experience. So when you talk to them, if they won't guarantee anything, or if they won't give you a number, something reasonable with the work that they're doing in a timeline, then I would walk away from them, because it's not worth it. This is your money that you're going to spend. And if you're spending it and there's no anticipated outcome, then it's not worth it. That's not a risk worth taking. If they said, we'll get you 5 to 10 across majority of that grid in the first month, 30 days, and you'll be dominating within 90 days a certain area. So if you did 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer around your location, you should be dominating that in 90 days. I firmly believe that. And so if you're working with somebody and they say, oh, we can't guarantee that, it's not that they can't. They can do whatever they want, right? They might tell you that because we don't control Google, which is true, but based on previous experience and knowing what normal trends look like, they should be able to offer you some kind of a guarantee, because they're confident in their service and their product and that they're the best solution for you. Some people say, oh, I'll give you a money back guarantee. And you'll go, yeah, but you never actually follow through on it. Well, sometimes they do. But if a company's willing to give you a guarantee and do a money back guarantee, then it might make sense to go with them to try it. So something that we do at Simple SEO is we want to make sure that you get up here. So we're not necessarily dealing with sponsored ads, but the organic maps and organic links. We work on website, Google Business Profile. We do business directory listings. On the website, we will do optimization on page. And this isn't something that's just a one-time thing. We regularly write blog posts, generally 1 to 2 a month. Your content is going to be the most powerful. Creating fresh content on there is super helpful. So we'll work with you to create a calendar that makes sense. So we can post updates, write content for you based on what's ranking right now and what's happening currently. We'll look at all that data. So that's what we'll work through. All the technical stuff, we work through that stuff. And I know this is kind of Greek for many of you and you don't really care about it, but your website needs to perform well and be easily accessible. If somebody lands on it, they should easily be able to fill out a form so that they can buy from you. So seamless, we want to make a seamless path to purchase. So our websites are technical, SEO focused, and conversion focused. Your Google Business Profile is where we spend the most time because that's what impacts this stuff. So you can have a website and have it ranking well, but that doesn't mean you're going to be showing up in the maps. If your profile is not optimized properly and you're not continually engaging people via the GBP, we will continually optimize. This includes things like services and descriptions. We kind of use it like an FAQ, Q&A, attributes. These are the normal things, weekly products, if you guys have them, and then descriptions for those. We look at categories regularly. We look at reviews and we track them. We also back them up in case you lose them so that we can get them reinstated with Google. Posts. We do video and photos. These are best supplied by you. And we give you a really easy way to make that happen. And so these are ongoing, usually 1 post a week or 1 every 5 days. The video is generally 1 a month for now. And photos, as many as you can get us, we add them and use those in our posts and videos. We also give you a feedback link. A lot of you have a hard time getting reviews. And so we want you to not have a hard time with that. And some of you guys feel icky sending out a request for a review. So this feedback link goes to the page, like, how did we do? What's your experience? Good? Bad? Pretty simple. We have a thumbs up, thumbs down. If they have a bad experience, they can write about it. They can do a form or they can write a comment in their email, and that goes to the business owner. If you have a good experience, we want an opportunity for you to leave a review too. You can give feedback to the owner by leaving a review. Go straight to the reviews on Google and leave a 5-star review there. Makes it super simple. So the whole point of this is, in order for you to be getting up here, we need a few things from you as a business owner. So we need you to be getting reviews and sending us photos. Those are the biggest things. So this is for the Google Business Profile. We also included in the service, I mentioned that we back up reviews. A lot of companies, when they deal with Google Business Profiles, they don't actually help you if you get suspended. We deal a lot with suspensions from other companies. And we wanted to make sure that if we're going to provide this service, it makes sense that we also provide the suspension reinstatement service. So included in our service, right, in our website service, we maintain, host, and an update, log, etc. Our website service is all included in this. We also include reinstatement support and assistance. And you guys might go like, what's that all about? Well, Google Business Profiles get suspended a lot. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Something gets changed, do something on a profile and it might get suspended. You look at it wrong, it might get suspended. And so if you're thinking about the value of this, right? If we are ranking up here and say you're bringing in $33,000 a month, you've gotten your margins up higher than 50%. Your close rate is actually higher. So now we're talking even bigger dollars. Say you're around 67,000 or you're bringing home 33,500, right? So if you think about that, you're bringing in, say, 30K a month from Google, from people interacting on the maps, your business, and that gets turned off. Your profile gets suspended. Everything disappears. Your reviews are gone. Your profile is suspended. Nobody can see it anymore. Overnight, you are losing those leads. And on average, I'm seeing service-based businesses being suspended for approximately 2 months. And you guys are going, what? This is if they aren't working with somebody who knows what they're doing. On average, I would say you guys are collecting your documents or you appeal and you don't provide the right documents. And then you contact support and then you're trying to find stuff, collect things, and it's just a nightmare. You appeal, you get denied, and you find the local appeals tool, submit it, and get denied again. Then you're stuck. And then you go to the forums and you try and contact somebody like myself. And we don't actually pick up your case, your thread, because for whatever reason, it's bedlam in there. So then you start reaching out to other people and finally you find somebody to work on your profile and they get you reinstated. And this is about 2 months. So if you think about the cost of getting ranked and generating leads with your Google profile is one thing, but losing your profile is completely different. If you lose it for 2 months, that's like $60,000 a month. This is no small number. If your average ticket is $1,000, right? And you're seeing about 200 a month, even 150 calls a month. If you got 150 calls a month and you start like really closing well, you got good margins and your close rate, you're up to 80%. Let's say everything's going really, really well. You are now selling 120 of those calls, right? Your average ticket is 1,000. You just added $120,000 that month. Business is booming, and then you get suspended. Think about that opportunity. 150 calls a month, no longer. It's just all gone, right? Your close doesn't matter. Your sales doesn't matter. You're losing that potential $120,000 a month. So say in 2 months, you've lost $240,000 because your Google business profile was down. Each of those is potentially a referral and future business. Recurring revenue. They're going to come back to you because you did a great job. Maybe they left you a review and they're going to refer other people to you. But if you're missing out on 150 calls or 150 people or 120 people that you could have sold, that's another bunch of reviews. Those are referrals. So future revenue, this lost opportunity compounds. It's not just $240,000 in 2 months. It compounds. And so you're talking potentially millions of dollars of lost revenue. This is no joke. The suspension stuff, businesses get destroyed by it. And so we offer that in our services. So reinstatement assistance. We work with you to get your proper documentation. We appeal for you. We manage this whole process for you. You will have to go through the verification. If you're not in Kelowna, then you have to do the video verification or whatever the verification is on your own. If you're in Kelowna, we can help you with that. Verification can be the most frustrating thing in the world. But if you're in Kelowna, I can help you with that, which will make it way easier. So consider all these things. Is your current marketing company getting you here? Are you getting these leads every month? Getting these calls every month? Are you closing your sales? Are you closing at 80%? That would be amazing. Most are going to be around 30%. These are the numbers that you need to be looking at before you hire a marketing company so that you know if the numbers make sense. So if they're charging you $3,000 a month and you are getting here and you're only bringing in, say, $2,500 a month recurring every month, you are losing $500 a month. So you're spending, it's costing you $500 a month by being at number 6 position consistently and not growing past that. So you want to make sure that you're not wasting your money with your current marketing company. Okay. These are important things. And so I know some of you might be asking, what do you charge for something like this to get showing up here? What is the cost on that? What do you charge for the reinstatement assistance? What do you charge for backing up reviews so that if Google wipes them out, you can get them restored? Most companies don't do that. What do you charge for the website, the hosting, the management, the updates, the blogs, the website optimization, the GBP management, the regular Q&A, the services, the descriptions, all the optimization on that stuff, the regular posts, the videos, the photos, getting the photos and posting them, the feedback link, the review acquisition channel. That is so important because it's number of reviews over time. It's not like you can get 10 this week and then just let it go stagnant. The 10 this week will do great things for you, but then you'll just die off, right? You want to be continuing to increase and gain reviews over time. You want that consistency. So what do you charge for all this stuff? Well, for all of this, including the reinstatement assistance, including all the rankings, all the stuff, we're on a room here. For local businesses in Kelowna, we're charging $1,500 a month. So when you consider, and we've got our clients, they see significant increase in 30 days and they dominate the area around them in 90 days. The ranking grid, wherever your business is verified from, maybe this is West Kelowna, we got the lake, and then Kelowna, we got the bridge coming across there. If you're located in the Pandosy area or in the South Kelowna area, immediately around, within that 1 mile by 1 mile in 90 days, you're going to dominate that. You're going to be in that top 3 in that 90 days or your money back. So 3 months of money, I'll send back to you if you don't meet these metrics. But in order for that to happen, you must be sending us photos and you must be sending out the feedback link to your past clients and all new clients. If there's any that get missed, then this won't work. I want to see you getting reviews and over time continuing to get them. This is going to make you a better business. If you don't get good reviews from it, instead you get feedback from customers that aren't happy, it's going to either sink your business or you'll fix it and you'll become way better and everybody will be happier and win. So think about that. $1,500 a month in 90 days. If you're not dominating by being in that top 3 in the maps in that 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer around where your business is verified, then money back. If you have questions about this, I will put a link to our page where this offer will be posted. This is for businesses in Kelowna or in the Okanagan. If you have questions, let me know and I'd love to work with you guys.